traveler, you know, for quite a while. Like, I'm just now starting to travel. Last year, I'm starting to get these travels under my belt, but since I followed you, you've been going to shows, linking with Kaufman, doing all sorts of shit with Barcheck, you know, ventures with Forrest. Man, you've done a lot of stuff, man.
Oh man, I wish I had. Well, it's great that I didn't at the same time because I just got to enjoy the experiences. But there was a lot of world traveling that happened before I ever picked up a camera and started filming myself. I've been around a bit. That would have been cool to have some of those spots. I mean, whether it was a castle in Scotland, or or you know, like the Ireland stuff, all the Europe stuff, or like the Philippines, all the Thousand Islands, the Philippines, dude. Yeah,
Right.
that would have been epic. I would have loved to have all, because now that I've filmed, you know, the last 5 or 6 years of my life, it's great. In fact, on a video I'm putting out tomorrow, there's a moment where I'm like, when was I needed a date on something to like just to track a quarantine on an animal, and I could just go back to YouTube and be like, let's see what day was that I got that animal, and all that stuff like that. Like I can just go back and like, if I don't remember exactly what happened, I can go back and look and be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. Look, you can watch it happen again right here on the screen, and that's kind of cool. That's one of my favorite things about vlogging.
God bless for people who keep content like that, because you can literally use that as documentation. It saved my ass numerous times of like, wait, what snake was this that was due to lay or something? Like, I'll just go back to pics that I take of ovulations or something like that. You know what I mean? So
exactly. One of the even more extreme instances was like when Bob Gunter got that snake stolen off his table, and Miguel just happened to catch him in the background over his shoulder stealing the snake. I was like, oh, that was amazing.
And that shit wasn't being put out on YouTube at all. Like, that was like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, who else is putting out? Obviously, theft, people getting caught stealing is being shown on YouTube. But like Reptile, I had a Reptile show. Like, that's pretty iconic content right there. If you may, you know, if you think about it, you know, because everyone remembers it. Who doesn't forget that fucking clip? You know what I mean?
Ooh, speaking of legends, dude, I didn't realize Gary was there. I would have loved to see Gary. I've had some conversations with him, man. He's a super cool guy, and then his content's great. He does it like his little bit of humor that he adds in. Gary Schiavino,
dude, nails it.
Nails it.
He has such a great personality for it, bro.
Man, I wish I could have meet that, but that's your point. That's the point, right? There's so many people. It's like almost impossible to like, because the entire time I was there, I was conversating with somebody like till like 4 a.m. on Saturday, and you just constantly talking with people and engaging and exchanging. And I got to talk to a lot of people I hadn't before, which was awesome. Like people I hadn't met, and then people that I hadn't seen for a while, and people I've seen more recently than others, and like connected a little deeper with some folks that I've known for years, and just had a little moment with folks that those folks that we got even way more connected and feel like way more like I know them, and like we're closer now. And that's what these shows are about for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of great animals, and it's definitely opportunity to like find animals that you wouldn't be able to find elsewhere. Although for me, a lot of the animals that I want to find, I feel like I don't need to go to a show to find those. I've connected enough with people that I can be like, I'm looking for this specifically, and somebody will know that person. I can go reach out to them and find that animal without having to go to a show, which might not be the case for everybody. So it makes sense in that aspect. For me, it's about getting to connect with all these people that are in the hobby, in the industry. And the legends I was going to bring up. Okay, so like you had Levance on, and that was somebody I'd wanted to bring for a long time, and I was grateful that we got to do it here at my place and do it together. And that Levance said, oh, you do it, you got to have Brian too. And I was like, that was fantastic. There's a few people. There's 3 people. I'm going to give you, would you mind if I give you 3 people that I would recommend trying to get? And then if you do happen to get them, I don't know, I'd give you something. I'd put some kind of wager, because
I need energy. Hold on. All right.
You have a special guest tonight too. I'm really excited about that as well. Because I have no idea who.
Oh, you're gonna be very okay. It's like, yeah, he's special, but this is more of a proud. Like this guest is more for Kusko than anybody fucking else, and I'm sure other people are gonna be excited. I hope he taps in too, because he's actually on the road. But it's important what I want to talk about too. So, anyways, if the stars align, great. But at the end of the day, once I come out to tell you who it is, once it shows up, you're gonna understand. You're gonna be like, holy shit. You're gonna be like, God damn it, MJ. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But anyways,
if you pulled somebody back from my past, I'd be like, wow, that was crazy. But
I mean, I don't know. It's more of a like turn the stone hat trick. Like, you'll see. I don't know. Well, We'll see. Let's just stop talking about it because I don't want any. There's $100 wager in my Patreon family. Anyone who guesses who it is, they're gonna get $100 cash. I'm not talking about trap credit. I'm talking about cash money in the pocket.
I saw that.
Nobody guessed it. Oh, okay. One person guessed it because they got. Anyways,
somebody did guess it.
No, but they got because the guest told them it was like their best friend. So I was like, oh, okay, that's the one.
Did they comment that on the stream?
No. He hit me up personally. Because he was excited.
Yeah, because he'd be cheating otherwise, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure, 100%. Okay, but anyways, like I was saying, so.
Do you want these people? Do you want this list of people that I think there's three?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get my notes because I want to write this down.
There's three people that
I don't play no more. Here we go.
I don't know that you'll be able to get. I have been trying. A couple of them I've been trying for a while. I've been trying for like a while, and I just don't know that it'll ever happen. But if I would just love anybody to do it. Like it was a goal of mine for a long time, and at this point I'm just like, if somebody has them on, then I'll just be happy with that and be like, at least they went somewhere. First one is Steve Roussis Reptiles.
I saw the last name.
Roussis. I'm almost certain that it's
it's Roussis Reptiles.
Yes, old school ball python guy, like one of the pioneers at the beginning, like with Lindy. And he's a super cool guy. He's from New York. He's like one of my favorite people to hang out with at the show. We just start going deep on like music stuff and like Hendrix. I remember one of the first times we hung out, he described Hendrix exactly the way that I describe Hendrix. And I was like, dude, but he's also, like I said, like got old school industry knowledge. And he also doesn't really want to come on a video and do a talk at all.
All right.
But he's such a great guy. He would be such a great guest because he's just like one of those guys who just like lets it go and just like probably has a million great stories and has really good energy. So that's one. Number two would be Mark Bell, just because of.
So I can tell you right now, not going to happen. But if it does happen, it will be me because I'm the one actually talking to this guy every fucking show. And if it's not me chatting it up, I'll tell you what. Des made real good friends with him over this last weekend at the bar. But dude, Mark, if it's anything, it's Kim. I can tell you that. But bro, Mark, did I tell you the story about Mark, what he did to my podcast at Schaumburg and how he slammed the beer during my live and said, fuck this podcast? Did Dan tell you that?
No, I didn't hear that.
You hear about that? You want to hear about that real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so shout out to Troy, Best Dressed Balls. Fucking what a nice guy, right?
Troy's a super nice guy.
Right, love the guy, right? We're finishing up our last episode because I was pulling a Kusko, trying it out, and I'm saying I'm no Kusko. I mean, when it comes to doing the lives at the show, I don't feel like I have it. But anyways, I did it at Schaumburg, and the last one I had was Troy, and believe it or not, Troy was going in. I forget what the topic was, but he was like going in and ranting about something that made a lot of good points. And then, sure enough, you hear someone like talking from a distance, voice. And you can hear a cuss word after every word, right? And then, sure enough, and you hear, it's like, you hear, I think Terry Phillip, Terry Phillip. So you hear Terry come to and I'm eyeing, right? So I'm at the table. This is where at Cold Blooded Cafe's table, okay? So I'm eyeing. I see Terry come, and I see this guy come, slams a beer on the table. Like beer goes, and it's a Pabst Blue Ribbon, right? Fucking classic Pabst Blue Ribbon. And he's like, "What's up, Terry? What do you guys have set up here? Some bullshit podcast? You'll never find me on that fucking piece of shit." And I was like, dude, and he's literally, this is him talking over Troy, recording like over like while he's talking. So all you can really see is us like looking up at him talking. And I have no idea who the fuck this guy is, believe it or not. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And you know me, and like I'm trying to hold myself back from like telling this guy, yo, like you're being rude or something, and I didn't. I just kept my mouth shut. And then I see, as soon as we cut and everything's done, because we pulled it off.
That's kind of a big deal for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a big deal. Especially because something you told me, like, don't, But then I also, like, I had this presence with him, too. The guy was like a rock star, like, long hair and just, like, I don't know. I just, like, when
like Sammy Hagar or something, huh?
he had such a I don't give a fuck attitude that I just respected. Like, I was just, like, I was drawn to it. And then Desiree's like, "That's Mark Bell." And I was like, oh, shit. And Kim came right after all this. And Desiree took me, introduced me to them. And, man, that was intense. Let me just say that. Because Desiree was like, "Yeah, this is MJ from the podcast." And then Mark just shut down. He was just like, Like
I've sat in chat. I've sat and chatted with Mark a few times at different shows, but he just doesn't want to do it on a video really. But technically, was that recorded? Like, is that on the podcast? Like, is that on Troy's episode? Do you hear him say
the voice? Yes, I have that. We haven't put that out, but I have my homie Matt Summers has that. We have Sean. It was the audio was not the greatest when I was recording unfiltered, so I just didn't put it out. But you can still hear it, so I'm gonna put it out for sure. I'll put it out.
Because what I mean is technically that you got him on your podcast.
Yeah, you just can't see him. And you can see my face though, bro. Like me, you can just see MJ's like you can see my eyeballs just like. Oh, by the way, did you see the part of the episode when Levance was like? Thank you for watching this week's Trap Talk clip. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, and if you're looking for exclusive, non-release content here on YouTube, you're going to want to go down to the link and join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Once you become a part of the Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord, and then you also get tapped into all unreleased content. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I'll catch you guys here next week. Cheers!